Okay, then I believe I'm live. Quickly tell me, guys, if you can hear me properly and if the audio is also visible. I mean, if the screen is also properly visible. Cool. Hello, everyone. Hello, Apna Shorts. Hello, Truth Wins. Sorry. Hello, Maheshwari. Shriram says hello, DNZ. Hello. Cool, Hitarth. Okay, cool. Hi, Adi. How are you doing? How your days? It's going great. Hello, holiday. I hope you are also having fun. Hello, Pranjal. Hello, Karan. Hello, Sakshi. Cool then, right? So as you know, the drill is that we will be waiting for 1-2 minutes, right? So that everyone can join in. After that, we will be starting. Cool. It's perfectly visible. Hello, everyone. Right? Great. So yeah, I was saying that we will be waiting for 2-3 minutes, right? Then after that, we will be starting. So before starting, as you all might have as might have seen this in the chat also, right? We have pinned this already that we have been announcing about giveaways. We have been there have been a talk around giveaways from so many time, right? From the very first day we are talking about giveaways. So here it is, right? From tomorrow, from today's itself, right, till the 7th day, right? For all of these days, we'll be having a quiz, a little 5 minutes quiz at the end of this session, right? Very interactive one, not like very Google form or not very hi-fi questions will be there, just some simple MCQ questions, right? It's that simple that you can answer in within 10 seconds or what, right? So that we will be having a little quiz, and the top performer of that quiz will be given the goodies, right, or the giveaways, whatever we are planning to give. Sounds good? I hope it sounds good. Okay, what would be given, right? That's a surprise, right? Which I won't be reading at this moment. Yeah, but that is definitely worth it, right? That is definitely worth fighting for. So all these things will be all these information and around quiz and all will be given around at the end of this session. Yeah, hello. Yeah. So please be patient, and let me tell you this one thing very what do you say? Very let me point out this thing very one more time, that the giveaway quiz, right? The quiz that we'll be hosting for 5-6 questions only will be there, and all these questions will be related to what we have learned in today's session, right? So please, I'll again urge you to please concentrate over this session now, right? Because now, rather than just learning, you can now earn some goodies, or you can now earn some gifts or something from Expert, right? Yeah, this is it. And all these information will be given later in the session also, right? For those of you who have just missed this information, don't worry about it. Cool. Palla Sri says can't wait. Yeah, me neither. I mean, I can't also wait for this quiz to happen, because yeah, that will be live. You guys will be playing live, right? Let me tell you that. It's not like you'll be giving you Google form or something, just fill it on your own, right? That will be happening live. Thanks for this. Cool. Yeah, so 1 or 2 more minutes will be waiting, right? Because yeah, we need to gather some people around, right? Then we'll be starting, don't worry. Aside from where you can send. Okay, as they say, to start the class, right? So let's initiate the class, right? I'll not directly be jumping into the topic, but yeah, let's discuss what we did in the last class, and let's have a little recap so that you guys also don't feel like bored enough, right? Because I hope that you guys are having fun at least, right? Because if you are joining for the 3rd time straight, then you must be having a little excitement. And I was also seeing some people were posting their what do you say, posting screenshots, or posting sessions a screenshot and saying okay, I have learned this today and all these things, right? So huge kudos to that, right? We really appreciate your efforts and all. Cool. So with that thing, I think it's the right time when we should start this. So it's day 3 of the bootcamp, right? Yeah, it's day 3 of the bootcamp. And in this bootcamp, till this point, what we have learned what is React, why do we need React, what all tools we need for the React. And then we initially set up a simple create React app, right? A simple app wherein we were just displaying hello world, or just displaying this is our header component, or this is our footer component, all these simple informations like that, right? After that, what we did is we in yesterday's class we learned something around components, right? We learned like what all are different types of components. We had class-based components. So sorry, and we had class-based components, and we had functional-based components, right? So we just looked at a little bit differentiation between them. What is the differentiation? How do you, how you write a functional component, how you write a class component, right? And after that, we started working with the functional component. Why we did that is I told you that it is fairly simple, and all these features that were only exclusive to class-based components is now available in the function-based component also. So there is no need of like using a harder syntax, right? So we will go with the simpler one, and now we will be concentrating on only functional-based components now, because we have a limited time, right? And we have a project to complete as well. So that is why we are doing it. Exactly. And as as you can see that someone from the team has posted this in the comment section, in the chat section, that the quiz will be live, right? And this quiz will be at the end of this session. So please, for those of you who have joined late, let me tell you this again one more time, that giveaway thing that we have been talking around, right? So that giveaway thing will now be based on the quiz, because choosing it randomly was not making any sense. People were complaining, right? Like I am not so lucky, right? How will I get the goodies and all? So for those of you, right, for those of you who are not lucky and all, right, who feel like they are not lucky, so what we have come up with is daily quiz, right? Not only like only one quiz we will be doing. All the remaining classes from day 3 till day 7, we will be hosting a little 10-minute quiz at the end of this with 5-10 questions. Not hard questions, just the questions that we discussed in the session only, right? Nothing out of that, only simple MCQ based questions, and whosoever whosoever performs well, whosoever scores well, right, they will be contacted from us, right? And how we will get the information, all these things we will discuss a little bit later in the session, right? So I hope you are now excited enough to work with to attend this session. And as you can guess it, right, as I already given you a heads up, please pay a little bit more attention to the session now, because all these questions will be coming from the session. Cool, great. So yeah, we did this in the last class. Then we also had a discussion around what is JSX, right? And how it is different from normal JavaScript, or how it is different from our HTML thing, right? So we had a discussion around that as well. Let me also write what we also did. We did components in the last class. Then we did JSX. Then we also did conditional rendering, right? If you remember, let me write it for short. Conditional rendering we did. Suppose if we have a particular condition and we want to render something based on that condition only, how we can do that? We can do that by using conditional rendering. After that conditional rendering, we also discussed something called as props, right? Which I told you is important thing, right? Because if you are working with components, right? If you are working with so many number of components or something, you need to make sure that you understand this concept, right? How do you pass some information to a particular component? So this is what we discussed, right? In that part also, right, in the last slide, we had something called as states, if you remember, right, which I didn't discuss in the last class, because first thing was we were already running late on time, and second thing was this is a little bit different, right, a little bit trickier path than discussing crops. So that is why we have left this for today's class, right? So we will start from here and then we will start moving ahead. Cool. So enough of the discussion. I hope the people have also gathered in, right? Now let's start the today's session, right? Just a minute. Cool. So the agenda for today is, even before starting hooks, we have states to discuss, right? We will have a very simple introduction around what is state, why do we need state when we have props, something called as props. So we will discuss it first, then we will move to something called as hooks, right? Now what is a hooks, that you will understand later. Now inside hooks only we will be discussing two important hooks, right? That is use state hook and the use effect hook, right? After discussing that, we will be discussing what? We will be discussing events and form handling, right? Although I believe events we will discuss a little bit after discussing states, because we will be making sure that before going to use state or use effect, you need you know that how you use simple events, right? So events and all we will be handling in today's class. So after today's class, you will be having a good knowledge around hooks, a good knowledge around events, and a good knowledge around this form handling also. Cool, right? So with that thing, let's move on with the next slide, right? Enough of the discussion. Let's see if you have any quick doubts. Yeah, no, you won't be writing the answers to that in the chat, right? You will be given a link, right? That will be live. Don't worry about that. Cool. Now, yeah, so this is about hooks, right? But as I told you, we will not go directly into the hooks. We will first of all discuss what is state, right? So I'll quickly open up my folder, right, where we were discussing all these things, where we were discussing, yeah, we were discussing in this React Bootcamp. Yeah, inside it, we had a my app. Yeah. So I'll quickly open my VS Code again. And this is where the fun began, right? Cool, right? I hope it's visible to everyone also, right? Because I've already zoomed in a little bit, like I've zoomed in pretty much. Yeah, okay. And yeah, please stop, please stop, what do you say, like spamming this, right? I know, like I say so many times, cool, but yeah, that's nothing to be like spamming of, right? And again, I'm telling you this, please pay attention over the part, right? Like what do you say? Yeah, please attention over what I'm delivering, right? Because else it's your loss. You can't just blame ki, I didn't attend the lecture properly, or I didn't found this point throughout the lecture. You need to you need to make sure that you understand things. Then only you'll be able to answer the quiz. Yeah. So this is what we did in the last class. Let me quickly start this npm start in the browser. And so this is where we did all these things, right? First of all, we made two components, right? What are these components? One is a footer component, and one was, yeah, it is opening up. One is a footer component, and the other was a header component, right? So this is what we made using our what do you say, functional components, right? Inside the functional components, we did too many things, right? What all things we did? First of all, if you remember, right, we did this normal rendering, right? We just did these fragments. Why we did that is, I think already everyone knows, right? Because our return method can only return one thing only, right? What do you say, like and can return only one component at one time, right? So if we want to return 2-3 divisions at one time, we cannot run it, right? We cannot return it. So what solution we come up with is we wrote a simple component, right? It could either be a division, it could either be a span tag, it could either be a paragraph tag. But instead of writing anything, we just return a division tag, right? Inside it, we are returning as many components as I can. So yeah, this was a normal text, but I told you that if you can see the output also, right? You can see that the header is coming up 3 times with a different number, right? The thing that matters is not the number, right? But the thing that matters is ki at every component, we are able to give the different type of data, right? Because suppose if you want to make different cards, this is the example that I've been giving you from so many times, right? If you want to give separate cards, how will you give it? You will pass some different information, right? This was the different information. This was the property, right? I told you with an example of function and arguments, right? Suppose if you have a function that just doubles a number, and if you just write 2 times 2, return 2 times 2, then it will only return the double of 2. But we don't want that. We want that function should return double of any number, right? Doesn't matter what number we give, it should return the double of that. How we did that? We just did that by something called as arguments, right? This is, I'm expecting that everyone has an idea around now. So after that, similar thing we did in over here also, right? This thing is props. So how we did that is we just did a simple props thing over here, and whatever property we were passing from this area, we just like access this value over here. This was simple thing, right? I was just giving you the context of what we did in the last class. Now it's the time that we we start discussing about states, right? And what is the problem with this existing one? So let's assume that suppose if this is the prop, right? Let's take one more variable, right? I'm doing what? I'm taking a new variable. Let's call it as let's call it as count only, right? And let's not give this as number, and let's remove all these things because I don't want different numbers over here. I want counter or something. I will give it a number. Maybe let's suppose that I am giving it a 10 number, right? And I will be doing simple one thing. See, let me set it up for you. So I'll simply be I'm not a header. I'll not print it. I'll say the counter says, right? Now can you see this, right? The number is coming to like the number is showing as 10. Everyone, I hope, is clear at this point. We just did one simple thing, right? We changed this variable. Why we changed this? Because this was making more sense. Now let's suppose this, like let's take this as an example ki, if this is there, right? Now at some point I want to change this value. I want to say that like if I click on some part, or maybe if I want to increase this value, right? By anyhow I want to increase this. How will I increase this? And if I will increase it, will this value change or not? Right? So even before discussing states, right, let's discuss something called as event. Because in order to implement all these things, you need to know how you can click on a button so that this thing will change or something like that. So let's do one thing. Even let me comment out this thing, right? Just that we will only have this thing over here. Yeah. So I will say one thing, right? We will make a button also, right? We will simply make a button, HTML button, right? It will say that increment. Simple, right? As simple as that. This is what I have made, right? You can understand it this way, like we have just made a counter app only, right? If I click on this, it should increment first of all, right? Right now, as you can expect, it is not doing anything. Why it is not doing anything? Because there are too many loopholes over here. What too many loopholes? That this is only a button only, right? There is nothing actually happening when I press this button. Cool, right? Let me also see like chat. I feel like there is a lot of thing going on. Yeah, first of all, please, there is no need of spamming this. Yes, okay, got it. Okay, I'll also make sure that I'll speak in Hindi sometime as well. Yeah. Cool. Let me explain this first, then I'll come to the Hindi part, right? So right now what we want to do is we want to invoke a function over here, right? I mean, we want to invoke an event over here. What is the event? I want to do one thing. If I click on this button, if I click on this increment button, this counter should go like this counter should increment, right? Or not even that. I just want a notification. I just want something that will say, okay, your button is pressed now, right? This is the thing that I want from now. So what I will do is I will write an on-click event, right? So I hope you have a little bit idea around JavaScript also, right? A little bit of basic JavaScript, because this is what is the prerequisite of this course. So how we used to give like on-click events and all these things in your HTML or CSS or JavaScript, anything like that, you just used to write this, right? On-click, and then you used to write this thing. Maybe you could write console.log, and you could have written whatever you write, right? Button is clicked. Button is clicked, right? This is something like what you used to write in your like normal HTML CSS, right? But if I go over there, right, and if I try to like, let's open up the console in the midwhile also, right? See, first thing is it is showing some error, right? What is this error? I will tell you later, right? If I click on this part, right, is anything happening over here? Like, let me also zoom this a bit. I hope you can see that there is nothing going over here, right? Nothing, no messages coming, nothing is happening, right? So the thing is that there are lots of errors in this, right? Like not exactly error, but yeah, lots of irregularities are there. The first thing is that whenever you want to do such events, right? Like on click events, on submit events, on mouse hover events, on mouse enter event, on key press events, all these times you have to make sure that on, like immediately after on, you have to give the camel casing, right? You have to make it something look like this now, right? Instead of just writing on click in the same case, you have to write the first case of this click event or of this mouse enter, mouse over, or any events like that in a what do you say, in a camel case, right? So if I do this now, right now, let's reload this, right? Again, it is showing some error. It is saying that, you know, that it expects a function, anything like that. And if I hit on this, nothing is happening, right? The next change that we have to do is, the first thing is, first of all, you cannot write your JavaScript, or you cannot write this kind of thing over here. Is that simple, right? You cannot write it in that way. You have to write curly braces, right? I've already told you why we write it, because this is not your HTML, right? You cannot write JavaScript right away. Whenever you are writing JavaScript, you have to open up the curly braces. I hope you remember this, right, from the last class. So don't worry, right? I'll be summarizing this in Hindi also, right? Please be patient enough. Yeah. So now if you want to like print, if you just want to like print console log, right? Just want to print console log, and you just write click. If you just write it this way, what will happen is, will there any be change? Let's see. Right. It like if I have not even clicked it, right? See, I have not even clicked it, but again it is saying click, right? Why this is happening is, very simple answer to that is, you can write this thing, but it will expect you to write a function before it, right? Immediately after writing an event, you have to write a function. The function could be anything, right? You could directly write the function name, or you could directly write the implementation of the function, right? What I'm telling you is, there is something called as arrow functions in JavaScript, right? Which I will not be explaining at this moment, because, you know, this is what I am expecting from you to have this in your mind, right? Because limited course I cannot tell you each and everything from the JavaScript also. So this is a simple way how you write a arrow function, right? Let's not go into the depth, right? How we have written it, what is the meaning of this, or what is the use of that. It's just that this is how you can write a arrow function, right? And now you write it in this way, right? If you write it this way, and if I'll click on this, see, now can you see any message coming as just a minute? Now can you see any clicked message over here? No, right? And if I click on this, now can you see a clicked message over here? I hope everyone can see it. If I click it again, see, the 2 is written over here. That means the button is clicked twice. If I click on this 3, it's coming 3 times, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, simple. It's that simple, right? So with that, what we have done is we have just created a simple event, right? We have just understood how we can create a simple event in our React. Right now, the event could be anything. It's not like you, for only mouse or for only click also you can do that, right? There are multiple such events. Just a minute. There are multiple such events, right? Let's see. See, on about is a message event, on before input, on blur, on can play. Multiple things are there, but right? I'll not go into each and every part because then there will be too much discussion around event only, and will be diverted from our track, right? See, I think there will be mouse event also. Yeah. See, if you want to, like, if you make your mouse if you click on the button of your mouse, right, then this event will trigger up. If you leave your mouse from that button, this event will trigger up. If you enter your mouse into that button, then this event will trigger up, right? So all these things are similar, right? As similar as just similar as what we used to write in our normal plain HTML and JavaScript, right? So that's why I'm not going into all these different types of event. I'm just telling you on click how does it work. Right. So one thing to note that is on click may, whenever you are writing anything, right, you have to write it. You have to write a function inside it, right? It expects a function inside it. It's that simple. Cool, right? Now let's complete this part in Hindi also because many people are asking about to repeat in Hindi. So अभी तक मैंने क्या बताया आप लोगों को? मैंने ये बताया कि हमने लास्ट क्लास में प्रॉप्स देखे, राइट? प्रॉप्स में आप डायरेक्ट डेटा यहाँ से पास करें और वहाँ पे आप डेटा इनको प्रिंट करा सकते हो, राइट? डेटा की वैल्यू आप दिखा सकते हो. अभी हमको ना स्टेट पे समझना पड़ेगा कि स्टेट क्या होता है, स्टेट की नीड क्या होती है. बट स्टेट समझने से एक स्टेप पीछे चलते हैं हम लोग. और अभी हम लोग क्या करते हैं, अभी हम ये समझते हैं कि इवेंट्स कैसे करते हैं आप अपने इसमें, ठीक है? इवेंट्स बोले तो जैसे आपको आपने देखा होगा, आप कभी क्लिक करते हो किसी बटन पे तो कुछ अलग ऑप्शन आता है, राइट? कुछ अलग पॉपअप आता है, कुछ अलग मैसेज आता है. वो आप कैसे कर सकते हो? तो बहुत सिंपल है. जैसे आप जावास्क्रिप्ट में करते हो ऑन क्लिक, ऑन माउस ओवर, ऑन माउस एंटर, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. सिमिलरली आप ऑन क्लिक यहाँ लिखोगे. एक चीज का चेंज होगा कि ऑन क्लिक का जो क्लिक लिखोगे ना, सी, वो आपको कैपिटल लिखना पड़ेगा क्योंकि यहाँ पे आप कैमल केसिंग यूज करते हो, राइट? ठीक है, आपने ये लिख दिया. देन उसके बाद आप ये कर्ली ब्रेसेस लगाओगे. क्यों? क्योंकि आप जब भी जावास्क्रिप्ट लिखते हो अपने JSX में, आपको पता है आपको क्या करना है. वहाँ पे आपको वहाँ पे कर्ली ब्रेसेस लगाने, उसके अंदर ही आप जावास्क्रिप्ट लिख सकते हो, वैसे नहीं लिख सकते. ठीक है, ये हो गया. देन उसके बाद आप इसके अंदर भी फंक्शन लिखोगे. फंक्शन भी आप किसी टाइप का लिख सकते हो. मैंने सिंप्लिसिटी के लिए एरो फंक्शन लिखा है यहाँ पे, ठीक है? ये एरो फंक्शन का सिंटेक्स होता है. अगर आपको नहीं समझ में आ रहा है फंक्शन क्या होता है, कैसे होता है, तो अभी के लिए आप ये पॉइंट को थोड़ा सा इग्नोर करो. बस ये समझो कि एक फंक्शन रन हो रहा है, ठीक है? फंक्शन के अंदर आप क्या कर रहे हो? फंक्शन के अंदर आप ये सारी चीजें कर रहे हो, सिर्फ एक कॉन्सोल लॉग कर रहे हो, राइट? इसके साथ आपका क्या होगा कि इसके साथ आप बस हर बार एक मैसेज प्रिंट कर पा रहे हो, राइट? आई होप कि अब ये सबको समझ में आ गया कि इवेंट कैसे काम करता है, राइट? नाउ इफ इवेंट इज क्लियर टू एवरीवन, नाउ वी कैन मूव अ स्टेप अहेड. एंड नाउ व्हाट वी कैन डू इज, नाउ आई वांट टू इंक्रीज दिस काउंटर नंबर, right? Let's see what we can do. I will first of all take this variable props.count. Yes, it is not count, but it is counter, right? Yes. So I will take it as counter, right? So what I have done is I have took that value, whatever I was passing from it, and let's do one thing. Let's first of all try to print what is the value. Okay, let's directly print count. See, can you see that? It again says 10. Why it is saying 10? Because we have copied the value, right? Whatever is value was there in the props.counter, and we are just showing it. It's that simple, right? If it is that simple, right? Now can we can we change it, right? Can we update it or not? Let's try to do it. So the very first thing I want to do is I just want to write, instead of just doing this, I will first of all try to do one thing. I'll try to do props.counter plus plus, and then I will not print the click, but I will print the props.counter value, right? I hope you are trying to understand what I hope you are getting what I'm trying to understand, right? So I have just done is कि as soon as we click on any button, as soon as we click on this increment button, what we will be doing is whatever is the original value of the counter, right? Original value of the property counter. We are trying to increment it, and how we can implement it? You know it, right? Ki just plus plus means ki the value will get incremented by 1. And if we have incremented it, we want to print it. We want to log it. Let's see if this works or not. I'll refresh this and see. Please notice over here, I'm clicking increment and boom, it is giving me such a huge error, right? And if you read this error very carefully, you will find out that it says that cannot assign to read. I mean, cannot assign to read only property. Right? Does that what do you say? Does that ring a bell in your mind? Right? That says that you cannot update a value, or you cannot update or write any value that is for only read only purpose. Right? So that means that properties, these props, whatever you are using, this is not, this values you cannot edit. Right? This is just for you to read only. You cannot just update into it. Right? So this is the main problem that we have to face, right? Suppose we were using props, everything was going fine, but suppose just in case I want to increase or I want to change this value at any cost, I will not be able to do that, right? So for that, what we have come up with, something called a state, right? So states are also the variables, right? Just like props, these are also like variables which you can use to hold some proper values. But the only change is that these values are changeable, right? These values are mutables. States are mutables in nature, right? And props are immutable in nature. I hope this is clear to everyone now. Props you cannot change, but states you can change. That's simple, as clear as that. One more thing is that, I mean, one more major difference around that is states you can use around your component only, but props you can pass from one component to another, right? That is not as important as the first point, because we are not dealing with the next point at this moment. So let's skip it. Just that states you can change it, right? Now I think you have got a little bit idea around states, but how you implement state, right? Because props were very easy. We were just passing these values from over here, and these values were available over here, right? So what are states and how can we change it, right? Let's see this now. So in order to use the states, right? Let me also clarify this first of all. Earlier, right, in some previous version of React, what used to happen is state was only exclusive to class components, right? You can only use states in class component, but state was not available in your functional based component, right? But what happened after some updates is that states are now being available, or you can easily use states around your functional component as well, and there is no problem in doing that, right? Point number one is that states are now available in both of these components, right? Cool. But the catch over here is you cannot directly use state as you can use the states in the class-based component, right? And right now we will not divert our attention into how we can use the states in the class-based component. We'll only keep our focus on the functional-based component, right? So let's see how we can do that, right? Before that, let's see if we have any quick doubts. Quickly, let's see. We hadn't add any function. Cool. I think that you were answering from the earlier question. Please repeat. I'll repeat again in Hindi. Don't worry. Yeah. So if you are not active in charts, don't worry. The things will be announced by me only, right? I mean, the answers will not be in the charts. Yeah. Button is event button. I mean, okay. I think there is no major doubt. Let me quickly explain this in Hindi part now. So अभी तक मैंने क्या आपको बताया, मैंने आपको ये बताया कि आप लोग प्रॉप्स यहाँ से पास कर रहे थे, राइट? आपने इस कंपोनेंट से काउंटर प्रॉप पास किया और यहाँ पे आपने उसको एक्सेस किया, राइट? ये आपने एक्सेस किया. अभी मैं चाह रहा था कि मैं इसका वैल्यू चेंज कर दूं, राइट? जैसे हम लोग इस पे क्लिक करें, ऑन क्लिक बटन करें, आपने पहले देखा था ना, जब मैं इस पे क्लिक कर रहा था एक इवेंट फायर हो रहा था, मैसेज आ रहा था मेरे साइड पे. अब मैं चाहता हूँ मैसेज ना आए, बल्कि ये वैल्यू इंक्रीमेंट हो जाए. प्रॉप्स डॉट काउंटर को मैं 10 के बदले 11 करना चाहता हूँ, राइट? मैं जैसे ये चीज करके देख रहा था, एक प्रॉब्लम आ रही थी यहाँ पे. आप लोगों ने देखा होगा एरर आ रहा है, ये बोल रहा है कि आप रीड ओनली प्रॉपर्टी को एक्सेस नहीं कर सकते यहाँ पे, मतलब आप उसको चेंज नहीं कर सकते, राइट? ये सिर्फ आपको रीड करने के लिए, आप इसमें चेंज नहीं कर सकते, राइट? तो यही एक मेजर डीमेरिट है आपका प्रॉप्स यूज करने का, कि आप प्रॉप्स को यूज तो कर सकते हो, रीड तो कर सकते हो, बट आप उनको चेंज नहीं कर सकते हो किसी पॉइंट पे. तो इसीलिए हम लोग स्टेट्स की तरफ जा रहे हैं. स्टेट्स में क्या होता है कि आप उनको चेंज कर सकते हो इन वैल्यू को, ठीक है? सबसे मेजर डिफरेंस आपका प्रॉप्स और स्टेट में ये होता है. ऑल्दो एक और डिफरेंस भी होता है कि स्टेट्स को आप सिर्फ कंपोनेंट के अंदर यूज कर सकते हो, प्रॉप्स को आप एक कंपोनेंट से दूसरे कंपोनेंट भेज सकते हो, बट उसको हम अभी इग्नोर कर रहे हैं उस फैक्टर, राइट? अभी हम सिर्फ इसी फैक्टर पे फोकस कर रहे हैं, राइट? तो अगर आपको ये समझ में आ गया, प्रॉप्स का और स्टेट्स के बीच का मेजर डिफरेंस समझ में आ गया, एक और चीज आपको और समझने की है कि स्टेट्स को हम पहले सिर्फ क्लास कंपोनेंट में यूज कर सकते थे कुछ अपडेट्स पहले तक, बट अब क्या हुआ है अपडेट्स आने के बाद कि आप स्टेट्स को क्लास कंपोनेंट में भी यूज कर सकते हो, फंक्शनल कंपोनेंट में भी यूज कर सकते हो, ठीक है। बट एक मेजर चेंज है इसके साथ कि आप फंक्शनल कंपोनेंट में यूज तो कर सकते हो बट आप इसको डायरेक्टली यूज नहीं कर पाओगे, राइट। नाउ वी will come up to the next topic, that is hooks, right? Now hooks is something that will make us use states component in our that will help us in making use of states, right, in a functional component as well, because earlier it was only exclusive to class based components. So what happened is ki React introduced something called as hooks, right? So what are hooks and how they can help us is very simple, right? It's very simple. Hooks are something, you know, if I talk about class based component, right? So in class based component there are certain life cycle events, right? So what are these life cycle events? I'll not go into the depth path, right, because again due to the limited time, right? So what are these class based components, right? I mean these life cycle events, these are like suppose you mount a component, right? Or you unmount a component, or some state or something changes over a particular component. So all these are life cycle events, right? So you can access all these, I mean you can go into the functioning of all these you know, life cycle events inside your function also using hooks, right? It's as simple as that, right? Let me also show you the definition of that, right? See, the hook says that it allows you to hook into React features such as states and life cycle method, right? If I have to explain it in very simple line, I will say that the class component had some extra features, right? Life cycle method and state. You can use the same method in your functional component as well with the help of what? With the help of hooks. As simple as that, right? I hope the definition of hook, or you know, the purpose of hooks is now clear to everyone now. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, if that is cool, right? Now let's see what is hooks and how we can implement it. I mean, we have already seen what is hook. Let's see how we can implement it. So the very first thing that you need to know about hooks is that whatever starts from use, right, is a hook for you. So let's see how we can do that. So let's first of all let's go to the slide only and then we will move forward, right? So in hooks, what we have, just a minute. Yeah, so see, there are hooks now, right? There is use state and there is use effect. All these things are over here. And also in this meanwhile, you might have seen me like certain times saying that I will with the you know, with the limited time I cannot explain this, or maybe I'm expecting this to learn from you, or you know, to have a little bit idea around you. All these things, why I'm saying is that because there is very less time, right? So with your demand, right, I hope you guys are loving it, you guys are you know, giving this your support and all. So if these boot camps are making some sense to you, and if you feel like okay, the methodology is little bit relevant to me, or I want to learn more about it, right, because all these things we are covering in very short. So not only this React part, but the full web stack, I mean the full MERN stack courses, right, all starting from the very scratch, from HTML to, you know, going to the advanced concept of Node.js, server-side rendering, you know, client-side rendering, and building your full-fledged applications, right? If you're a little bit interested into this, I will take a little bit moment for like I will take a little moment from now and here, and I will introduce you to something, yeah, to our you know, what do you say, a program that we are running, right? This is not the first time we are running it, although let me tell you, right, we have been running I mean we have completed a successful batch before that as well, and we have got a really good responses from that, right? So yeah, this is about that. Let me quickly, I'll not take much of the time, right? I'll just explain it in a fraction of minutes, right? So this is our full guaranteed internship full stack web development program. The main USP of that is we will be teaching full stack web development, right, which everyone else is doing, but the change is that we are doing that for the live, right? Then you will say like, this is also everyone is doing, right? What extra you are doing? So the extra thing that we are doing, right, which is the USP for us, it is about the guaranteed internship, right? Is that key, you will be having the live classes, right? For a span of like 40 to 60 hours classes, I mean 40 to 60 classes will be there, right? Each class will remain from 1.5 hours to 2 hours. Everything will be live, no recorded lessons, and I mean, if you by chance miss the lesson, you can get the recorded lesson, but it's not like we'll only take one live class and all these will be recorded one. Every single class of yours will be live, and after the completion of this course, you will be getting guaranteed internship. It's not like we will say like top performers will get the internships, or some people who score this much amount will be getting the internship, and all included in one price only, right? You don't have to pay anything separate for the internship. You don't have to pay anything separate for the live classes. It's all bundled up in a one curriculum. I mean, in one, what do you say? In one package, right? So yeah, it's the introduction of it, right? Now let's see a little bit more around it. right? So yeah, this is about our introduction, right? What we are, and yeah, this is about the instructor, right? Which is me, right? You can, if you have time, if you want to read more about it, you can pause it and you can read about it, right? About the instructor. And about that also, we will be having doubt support. It's not like we will just tell you the theory and will tell you to implement it, right? It's not like that. At every point, at any point, if you have any doubt, feel free to ask. We'll be there to answer, right? Yeah, so the doubt support is there, right? The overall course overview is also like, you can see, like, we will be covering 100+ topics, right? Everything starting from scratch till the advanced concept. And the major part is that it will not be only theory based learning. There will be 10+ courses, right? I mean, 10+ projects will be there, right? Even like many more than 10+, for the just safety purpose, right? Or for like simplicity purpose, we have written 10+, but there will be lot many, right? I'll skim through it, the projects and all, right? And why full stack development? You already know, like, full stack is in so much boom. People, everyone, like every second person is doing a full stack development, or company are demanding it, right? Quickly, yeah. So now you'll say, why should you join in us? Like, there are multiple pointers you can read. Live classes will be there, one-on-one doubt support. I have already told, right? And 10+ projects. Letter of recommendation will be there, because once you have done the internship, once you have done the training part, you need to show it sometime, right? Okay, I've done this, right? Internship certificate there, and we will be having a resume building workshop from the FANG engineers, right? Who are working in all these like big companies. So we'll be having a workshop on that. Group based learning will be there, advanced to basic concepts and all these things. I hope this now makes some sense to you now, right? I'll quickly move on with the next points, that what all topics we will be covering, right? So since it is a full stack development, we will be covering the front end part, back end part, version controls, APIs, database and hosting. Everything we will be covering from scratch. After that, it is a curriculum, right? Which I'll not go into the depth now, because again, the limited time period, right? If you are a little bit interested, right, you can ask the team, and they will definitely tell you more about it, right? If you are interested in knowing more, right, about the pricing, about the batches, when it will start and all these things, right? This is the whole detailed curriculum. Even if you want to get the, what do you say, the testimonials and all, right, how we have been running it, and how has been the students performing, so you can also get it, right? All these are the minor projects that we will be doing. See, multiple projects are there, and these are some major projects that we will be doing, right? Yeah, so all these movie apps, all these Swiggy backend and blog websites, all these will be done. And training and internship certificate, you already know, right, we'll be doing. And at the end of this, we will have a 2-day workshop from all these FANG engineers. And after doing this course, you will be earning 3 for sure certificate of completion, internship certificate, and letter of recommendations. Right. If you have any sorts of query, you can like reach out to us with this number, or you can directly go to our support emails, right? So yeah, this is all about the curriculum, right? Now let's talk about like what will be the number of classes, what will be the expected batch. So the total number of students that we are expecting is, like, we have limited our batch till 100 only, right? Because over than that, we will not be able to concentrate on each students, right? So the batch size is 100 over now. And if you have any sorts of query regarding it, I think someone from the team will also send you a form, right? From where you can just fill in your queries, and they will reach out to you by your emails, IDs, or maybe sometime by your phone numbers and all. Again, we will not be spamming you. This is what I say every time, right? We also believe in your privacy and your bill as well, right? So if you say we don't want it, right, I don't want this course, we'll not be disturbing you. It's as simple as that, right? But if in case you have any sort of interest, you can like reach out to the team, and they will definitely help you out in getting your queries cleared and all. Cool. So yeah, this is all about the curriculum that we are coming up with, right? Now with that thing, let's again get back to the what do you say? Let's again get back to where we were. Let's see if you have any quick doubts. Let's see. Yeah. Good evening. Yeah. Any. It's cool. Yeah. I'll be giving. Yeah, this course is live, right? We will be starting it from mid of August, and the classes will be in the evening, right? 1.5 hours to 2 hours classes will be there, right? Every day, right? Not weekdays or weekends or anything like that. Yeah, cool. About all these prizes, question and all, something from the, what do you say? Something from the team will get back to you on this, right? And they'll explain it to you. Cool, right? Let's focus on this part, right? See, this is just the introduction, right? If you are interested into this, right, you are welcome to take it. I'm not forcing you all to take it, right? Because this is something which is a good thing, right? Which I felt to introduce you, and there are like certain features of it, right? Like if you want me to compare it, right, let me compare it very quickly again, right? if you go out for Udemy courses, or if you go out for, you know, YouTube courses and all, right, you get the quality, what do you say, you get the lectures, right? There's no doubt that you get all these things, but there is a sense of procrastination when you just buy these recorded classes, right? The thing is that we will be providing you the live classes, so that the little bit procrastination factor will not be there. Second thing, you already know, like we have guaranteed internship program, we have like daily classes, we have like a one-on-one group based learnings, we have so good projects and all these things, right? So the list can go on, but again, I have to concentrate on the project now. I mean, I have to concentrate on the lecture now, so I'll get back to it. We'll again discuss it. If you have any sorts of question, right, you can reach out to the team and they'll definitely. Cool. With that part, let's get back to where we are, right? We are at the hooks, right? I hope everyone is now comfortable with this now. All these sorts of doubt, you can fill out the form, right? The team has, the team has given to you, right? And you can clear your doubts, right? Now let's get back to over here. So we were discussing about hooks, right? So hooks were something which you can make use in your function components. So to use your state-based things, or to use some lifecycle events which were there in your class-based component, right? So now how do you use hook is an interesting thing. So first of all, you have to import your hooks, right? So what all hooks we have so many hooks, but the first hook that we will be discussing is a use state, right? So one also thing you need to know that whatever we are using as a hook, right? Suppose I say ki, okay, this is a hook. So the one identification of knowing if this is a hook or not is that it will start from use only. I mean, this use, right? So if it is a hook, right, it is a use state, right? Then if you go to the next example, right, this is use effect, right? So this is again a hook also. How can I say that? Because it starts from the use. Cool. So let's first of all see what is use state and how we can use it. So I will say, I will import use effect over here. Now, why I have written this in this manner, right? Why I have like added a curly braces outside it is, I think we have discussed this in the very first class, right? About the import and export thing. There is something called as default imports, then there is something called as name imports, right? So this is a name import, so that is why I'm writing it this way. If you are not, if you are not comfortable with this, why we are writing it, just ignore it, right? Just try to get the major part. Okay, what is the major thing about this part? All these minor things you can ignore at this moment, right? And if we get the time at the end of this session, we'll definitely continue, or we'll definitely explain you this part as well. So now we have exported the hook, right? I mean, we have imported the hook, right? Use effect. No, not use effect, but I want to use state only, right? Yeah. So I have imported the use state hook. So what will this use state hook will help me in doing is, this will help me in managing my state, right? This will help me in setting the state variables and using those state variables inside my component, right? I hope this is now clear to everyone. What are states first of all, and how we can use the states. So in order to use the states, you have to use this use state hook. And just a minute. Yeah, if that is done, right, now let's see how can you use these states, right? So just like you use your normal variables, right? This is a normal variable called as condition. This is a normal variable called as count. So similar thing, suppose you want to make a state variable, right? You want to say, I want to make a state counter, right? Let's just give it a name, right? So you cannot directly name it in this way, right? And this will not behave like a state. But the thing that you have to do is, you have to do it in a different manner, right? What is that different manner? You have to use this use state, and this will do what is, this will give you two things, right? Just let me quickly write it over here. This thing will give you two things. What all two thing it will give? It will give first the variable name. Second thing it will give is, it will give a function to set the state. Right? So set the state as in to set this particular variable. Right? So how you get it is again a simple thing, right? If you have a little bit idea around destructuring, array destructuring, or functional anything, right? Object destructuring, anything like that, right? Just a minute. Yeah, if that is cool, right? So we can write var a, right? Or maybe anything like that, right? You can give it a const as well. It's totally depends upon you, right? It's just that you can have a variable, right? Yeah, let's go with a var only, right? Inside var, you can destructure it, right? How about destructuring it? I will tell you in a little bit later. Yeah. So this is the method that we are writing, right? Use state we are writing. And since I told you, it will give you two things. One is a variable, and second is a function. So you have to destructure it. What is destructure? Is that you will pull out each of these things in a different variable, right? So how you do it is again a JavaScript thing, which I'm expecting that you have a little bit idea around. So let's say I give it as a name of, let's remove this count variable, right? And let's write it in this way. I will take a count variable, and second thing I will take is I will take a function name. I'll say that maybe set count, right? So with that, what I have done is I have took two variables. One is a count variable and this is a method, right? So now there is no such thing you only have to name it as count, or you only have to name it as set count, anything like that. But just this is just a convention, right, that we follow. Whatever variable we take the function is set that function name, right? Set and then count. You can write it anything. If you just want to write it at update count or anything, right, you are free to do that. But I will suggest please go with the conventional way, because this is what generally people write, right? So with that, what will happen is we will have two things now. One is a variable, one is a function. This variable we can use as a state variable, right? State variables means these variables can be changed very easily inside your component. And how you can change these variables? By using this function, right? By using this function called as set count. And this is not standardized again, you can name it anything, right? So now let's see this, right? How can we do it now? Let's take count equals to, right? We cannot directly value, we cannot, directly set the count value. You already know, right? We have to use this to, yeah, we will write set count equals to props.count. With that, what will happen is this value, right? This count value will now be propagated with, or will now be populated with the value which was containing in our props.counter. I hope this is cool to everyone now, right? Again, don't worry about, I will recap this. I will come, I will clear this in Hindi also, right? Don't worry about that part. Yeah. And one more again quick announcement, you already know, right? We will be having a quiz, so please be patient enough. Please stay there for a little 10-15 more minutes, because at around 8 we will be finishing this lecture, and after 8, around 8, something like that, we could even go earlier, or we could even go what do you say, a little bit after 8 also, right? So just be there, just understand what we are doing, right? And I hope that you will be getting it. Yeah, so props.counter is there, right? So set counters say, or set count. So what we have done is we have set this value as the counter. And now let's do one thing, right? Just let's not do it, right? Just try to print. Let's first of all see that if the value is coming up properly or not, right? Yeah, just a minute. I think I have done some mistakes over here. What all mistakes I have done? Yes. It is just a minute. It is saying that too many render. Let's write this. Let's not even write anything over here, and let's just write it in this way. Let's first of all see if this works or not, right? This will not print it anything, because we have not given anything in the counter variable. So I will just say that in fact, just give it as the initial value of it is, let's give this as props.counter, right? Why I am doing this is because whenever you want to give the initial value, right? Whenever you want to give this as an initial value, how you can give it is just by passing this value over here. If you write anything over here, what will happen is the by default value of this will go into this variable, right? So now if I do this, right, now if I reload it, now you will see the 10 is written over here. Why the 10 is written over here? Because the count value is set to props.counter now, right? It's that simple. It's as simple as that. Now if that is done, right, now let's write the logic, right? Now let's do the functioning, wherein I will be, as soon as I click on this increment button, I will be incrementing this counter variable, and I will be showing it onto my page. So how will I do it? I will just write on click. Yes, simple as I was writing earlier. I will write equals to yeah, I will write an arrow function again. I will write set count, and inside set count, set count, inside set count, what I will be writing is I will be writing count plus plus and boom. Yes, right? I hope you are getting what I'm trying to say. See, let's see if this works or not. Just a minute. Let's first of all console log what is the value of there. Any yeah, attendance link will be there. Don't worry about that. Right. Let's see if the value is coming or not properly. Yes, right. The value is already showing. Let's see how we can set it up. I will say that first of all, let's yeah, count plus one we can write, or we can write count plus plus, makes the same way, right? No change in that. Right, let's refresh this again and let's see if this works now. See, boom, right? It's working. Clearly it's working. Right now it says the counter is 11, and as soon as I click in again, now we can see that the counter is 12 now. Right, the value that you are seeing is a little bit what do you say, the value is the earlier one, right? Why it is earlier one? Because as soon as we change the component, right, as soon as we, yeah, let's even comment it out. As soon as we change the set variable, right, it re-renders the component. Right, now what is re-rendering and how it works, like we will not go over there, but the only change that I need to tell you over this part is that now we have a variable, right? Now we have a particular variable which is not the prop, and by changing something or by even clicking something, what we are able to do, we are able to change it, we are able to increment our count. Right, so this is what we have made, is we have made a simple counter app. Right, this counter app does nothing fancy, but as soon as you click on the button, it will increment your thing. I mean, it will increment your what do you say, it will increment the counter for you. Right, so as simple as that. Let me quickly cover this in Hindi and then we will move on. If you have any sorts of question, we'll take it, don't worry. या तो काउंट स्टेट्स में मैं आप लोगों को बता रहा था कि आपको अगर स्टेट्स सॉरी आपको अगर हुक्स यूज करने हैं, तो हुक्स यूज करने के लिए आपको पहले उनको इंपोर्ट करना पड़ेगा रिएक्ट से. राइट, कैसे इंपोर्ट करते हो आप? जैसे आपने रिएक्ट को इंपोर्ट किया था वैसे ही इंपोर्ट करोगे. बस एक चेंज आपको ये देखने को मिलेगा कि इसमें आपने ये लगाया हुआ है, क्या बोलते हैं, करली ब्रेसेस लगाया हुआ है. ये क्यों लगाया हुआ है? क्योंकि इसका भी एक डिफरेंस होता है. एक नेम्ड एक्सपोर्ट होता है, एक डिफॉल्ट एक्सपोर्ट होता है. राइट, जो मैंने आपको एक पहली क्लास में बताया था, उस पर मैं भी नहीं जाऊंगा. बस आप ये समझो कि नेम्ड एक्सपोर्ट है, इसलिए मैंने इसको इंपोर्ट किया हुआ है. इसके बाद जब भी आप हुक्स को यूज करना चाहते हो, तो आप डायरेक्ट जैसे वेरिएबल्स को नाम दे देते हो वैसे नहीं दे सकते हो. इसको आपको यूज स्टेट देना पड़ता है. राइट, यूज स्टेट एक फंक्शन होता है. ये फंक्शन क्या करेगा? ये फंक्शन आपको दो वैल्यू रिटर्न करेगा. पहली वैल्यू रिटर्न करेगा वो वेरिएबल जो आप स्टेट वेरिएबल की तरह यूज करना चाहते हो. दूसरी वैल्यू रिटर्न करेगा वो फंक्शन जो आपको इस स्टेट को चेंज करने में हेल्प करेगा. राइट, आप इस स्टेट को डायरेक्टली चेंज नहीं कर सकते हो, आपको इस फंक्शन का हेल्प लेना पड़ेगा. इसी से आप इस वेरिएबल को चेंज कर सकते हो. राइट, अब एक चीज और भी है इसमें कि आपको चाहिए कि यार इस वेरिएबल में ना एक बाय डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू होनी चाहिए. राइट, एक वैल्यू जो पहले से इसमें ऐसी रहे. तो वो आप कैसे कर सकते हो? वो आप कर सकते हो props डॉट काउंटर के नाम से. आई मीन सॉरी, वो आप इसके अंदर जो भी वैल्यू दोगे, अगर आप यहाँ जीरो दोगे ना, एक काम ये करके देख लेते हैं, यहाँ पे जीरो देते हैं. अभी देखो यहाँ पे जीरो आ रहा है ना, तो बस यही चेंज हो रहा है कि आप जो भी वैल्यू यहाँ पे दोगे वो बाय डिफॉल्ट उसकी वैल्यू रहेगी स्टार्टिंग. अब मैं इसको इंक्रीमेंट करूंगा तो 1 हो जाएगा. राइट, तो ऐसे भी कर सकते हो, एज सिंपल एज दैट. राइट, तो ये करने के बाद फिर हमने सिंपल वही किया कि जब मैं इसको क्लिक करना चाहता हूँ, जब मैं इसको इंक्रीमेंट करना चाहता हूँ, तो इंक्रीमेंट करते टाइम आप ये सेट स्टेट फंक्शन रन करोगे और उसमें काउंट प्लस 1 करोगे. राइट, अगर आप डायरेक्ट काउंट प्लस प्लस करोगे तो वो नहीं चलेगा. क्यों नहीं चलेगा? क्योंकि आप, चलो वो चल भी जाएगा तो भी आप उसको रेंडर नहीं करा पाओगे. राइट, वो आपके स्क्रीन पे दोबारा रेंडर नहीं होगा. तो अगर आपको उसको रेंडर करना है अपने स्क्रीन पे, राइट, तो आपको सेट स्टेट से ही उसको चेंज करना पड़ेगा. राइट, सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट यूज स्टेट हुक एंड दिस इज ऑल अबाउट वर्किंग विद स्टेट्स. Right, and quiz link, don't worry guys, I'll start the quiz at 8, don't worry. Right, let's cover let's cover the topics first of all. Right, so this is how you use a hook, right, and this is how you use a use state. Right, so again if we go a little bit further, right, so there is something called as a use effect hook also. Right, which I will definitely not take more of the time because we have explained one hook in a very much detailed manner. So what is the main use of use effect hook? Let's see this first of all. So the main use of use effect hook is nothing but that, suppose if you run anything, right, suppose maybe your component read load is, right, maybe suppose your component is adding to your page, or if your component is removing from the page, right, or if you have just updated a state variable, right, so you want to run a particular particular functions after a event is happened, right, maybe again as I've told ki a variable is changed, or maybe some new component has arrived on your page, or some component is left from your page. So for all such events you write this use effect hook. This will do one simple thing. Let me show you as simple as that. Right, it will tell you that again you have to import it, use effect. Let me quickly write the syntax of that. You will write use effect and it will do nothing but use effect. Right, yeah, use effect is again a function. Right, let me explain the syntax of it, or let me explain how it works. Okay, this is coming, just a minute. So you just need to do one thing. It accept two things, right? First thing it accept is, just a minute. First thing that it accept is, it is a function, right? What function you want to run? It could be anything, right? Suppose you want to maybe run a simple hello message, or suppose you want to run an alert message as soon as your state is changed, right? Or you don't want to run anything, or you just want to print anything, right? This is also up to you. Second thing that you write is the dependency, right? Dependencies, yeah. So this will help you in doing what? If this thing changes, right, or if this thing happens in your page, then this function will run. It's as simple as that, right? Let me show you a quick example of that, right? I will write a simple arrow function again over here. I will write a function, and that will tell me, okay, console.log, just simple that, console.log. I'll write, use effect is running. Effect is running. Anything I can write, right? And at what point I want to run it? I want to run it if my state variable is changed, right? If my count variable is changed, then only I want to run it. It is giving me okay, I think it is giving me an error because I have used it before it is initialized. Anyways, let's do this. Yeah. So what will happen now is, if my count variable is updated, then I will be seeing this message, right? Let's quickly see this. See, I know that I am running, I'm explaining things in a little bit faster manner now, right? Yeah, if I will run it, see, my count effect is running every time I'm clicking on this. What happened is, if I've reloaded my page only, right, then also it is showing this, right? Because this is a default manner of it, right? So if initially when my component loads, initially when my state loads, also the value of count is changing. That is why it is showing this for the first time also. Right. The only thing that you need to worry is that it accepts two parameters. First is the function that you will run. Second is what? Second is just the dependency, right? If this happens, then only run this, right? It's that simple. Cool, right? So this is how you write, or this is how you work with use effect, right? So by now I believe use state and use effect is clear to everyone. I will also iterate this very quickly for the Hindi audience also. राइट. सो यूज इफेक्ट में क्या हो रहा है कि जैसे आपने यूज स्टेट में काम किया कि आपको स्टेट चेंज करने को हेल्प करेगा यूज स्टेट. यूज इफेक्ट क्या करेगा, जब भी आप कोई पर्टिकुलर इवेंट करोगे अपने पेज में, या तो आप अपने पेज को रीलोड करोगे, या तो आप कंपोनेंट को रीलोड करोगे, या तो आप कंपोनेंट को रिमूव करोगे, या फिर आप कोई पर्टिकुलर वैल्यू को चेंज करोगे अपने पेज में, तो आप कुछ फंक्शन रन करना चाहते हो. आप बोलना चाहते हो कि यार ये चीज रन होनी चाहिए, ये चीज या तो मैसेज शो होना चाहिए या तो अलर्ट आना चाहिए, तो वो आप रन कर सकते हो यूज इफेक्ट की मदद से. पहला आर्गुमेंट आप दोगे जो काम आप करना चाहते हो उस पर, राइट. दूसरा आर्गुमेंट दोगे जो उसकी डिपेंडेंसीज है, जिस काम के चेंज होने पे आप उसको करना चाहते हो. आप अगर इसको रिमूव करना चाहो रिमूव भी कर सकते हो. रिमूव करोगे तो क्या होगा, कुछ भी चेंज होगा आपके पेज में तो हर बार वही रन होगा, ये फंक्शन रन, राइट. बट ये मतलब सूटेबल नहीं है, क्योंकि आप कुछ भी काम करोगे हर बार ये मैसेज दिखाओगे तो वो सही नहीं लगेगा, राइट. तो इसलिए आप ट्राई करते हो कि यहाँ पे आप कोई रिलेवेंट डिपेंडेंसीज दो जिसके चेंज होने पे, अपडेट होने पे यहाँ पे ये फंक्शन रन, right. So this is how you work around with use effect, right, which is again a hook for you, right. Now let's quickly see what else we have on the plate, right. We have something called as handling the forms, right, simply around events only. So if you know events now, right, if you know how you can work it, like if you click on this particular button, what will happen? An event will fire up, right. Similarly, same thing will happen, like almost the same thing is similar with the forms also. I am not explaining this in a depth now because already we are running late on time, and also as I've been saying from so many times, with this limited short span of time, we have to revise everything, or we have to like go through every concept of React, major concept of React, and then we also have to build the project, right. So we don't have that much of time over us, right. So that is why we are taking things in a little bit higher pace, right. So I hope you also understand this. I'm just giving you this information so that you are in touch with these information, right. So yeah, I will show you this how you work around with form when we go with the project, right. So don't worry on that part. Cool. So with that, I think this is the end of the whole what do you say, the whole slide, right, wherein we discussed what are hooks, what are states, what are events, and what are how you use these states, right. So if you have got any quick questions, right, any quick answers you want to get, quickly ask it. And then after 1-2 minutes, we will be going into our into our quiz link, right? That will be super fun. If you have waited till this point, it will be definitely worth it. I can vouch for this, right? And you know what is coming, right? Your reward is coming. please be patient enough, right? What do you say? Please be active enough, because whosoever scores first, right, will be given priority. Then the person who gives the right answer after some time, right? So please make sure that you answer the questions quickly. Now, any questions? Okay, Pranav says, I feel it's complicated. Yeah, see, I am already telling you this. I am expecting you to have little bit idea around JavaScript also, right? If you have this idea, right, around it, then you will not feel it very much complicated. But again, you might also feel it complicated because, again, limited time and so many information to share. So that is why. If you are at least getting 10% out of this bootcamp also, all these session also, don't worry, it will definitely help you in the next classes, right, wherein we will be building our project. Cool. Okay, how do you pass props from child component to parent component? That we will see a little bit later, right, when we will walk around with that specific part. Don't worry. Any quick questions? Any else? Sir, will you please explain? Okay, dependencies is simply like that. Suppose you want to change the on change of your count variable, right? You want to run this function. So this is what a dependencies is, right? If you want to run it at change of any other variable, you can write any other variable over here. If you don't want to run it on changing of any other variable or updation of any other variable, just keep it blank. Yeah, I have explained in the dependency part. Yes, right. So I think that there is no no major doubts you have. So now it's the quiz time, baby, right? So now, as you can see, right, that what it says that what time it is quiz time, right? So I think someone from the team will send the quiz link, right? I hope someone from the team is sending it, or else I'll send it. Cool. So many doubts, so many quick interaction. I hope you have enjoyed this session, right? If you have enjoyed it, yes, excited, right? So yeah, the gorilla, Google, you should be having this feeling. Let me quickly share it. Yeah. Let me first of all open my what do you say? My dashboard, right? So that I can, yeah, quiz link is there, guys. Right. Let's open up the screen. Cool. This is the quiz that we have. See, right now you will not be able to enter. Yeah. One very quick thing I want to tell you guys is that please mention your email IDs, right? Please join from your official email IDs, because these email IDs will be used for your, for tracking who's the winner. Okay, so many folks I see can joining in. 56 people are already in. Please, I am telling you, you can cut it and you can join with your official email IDs, right? Because then it will help us in tracking you, like who's the person who has answered or who has scored the first, what do you say, who has got the first position, right? So it would be better. But again, if you don't want to share your email IDs and you have some problems with that, right, we totally respect that. And what you can do is you can after this thing, right, whosoever is the winner, we will be sharing our WhatsApp, our admin's WhatsApp detail, right, and you can DM them, right, okay, I was that person, along with the proof also, right, because right, you can share the screenshot of your winning thing, right, whatever is the dashboard says, right, so that we are what do you say, we are satisfied enough that you are the right person, and then we will send you the, yeah. Good. I hope everyone is joining. I will give you time for like 2-3 minutes, right? Quickly join. Yeah. Yeah, the quiz will be starting at 8:07, right? So you have 5 more minutes to join in. Quickly join in. Quickly, if you have any other friends who is willing to join this, right? You can also share this link with them also. See, it's going to be fun, right? The questions will be live. And also let me give you a heads up. Each question will be there for 60 seconds, right? And you have to answer within the 60 seconds. If you have not answered it within the 60 seconds, then your question is gone. right? Again, I will tell you that this is so simple quiz, right? The questions are not hi-fi. Everything that we have discussed in the class, only that thing is done. That thing is there in the quiz only. Quickly join in, guys. And also, I am hoping that you guys are enjoying the session. And one more thing, I'm again telling you more multiple times, that please try to join in from your official email IDs, right? From your email IDs at least, right? So that we can track you and we can give you the rewards, right? Whosoever is the winning, right? Whosoever thinks that at least they are winning, right? They can join in from their email IDs. And don't worry, we'll not be spamming you. It's not a case, right? It's just that because it will be easier for us to track you guys, right? That's why we are asking you to join from your official email IDs. Because suppose if suppose you take any of the name, right, and the same name could be like multiple names, multiple person could have the same name, right? So then there will be a difficulties in tracking that. So that's why we are asking you to join from the email IDs. Again, if you have got time, you can leave and you can join from your official email IDs. Cool. You have time till 8 or 7. Yeah, and again, best of luck, everyone. Join in quickly. Okay. And this is not a one-time quiz. This quiz will be this quiz will happen on end of every class, right? From now onwards. Let me quickly remove this. Okay, a lot of people have joined in. 229 people I can see. 230. It's great. Yeah, 1 minute is remaining. We will be starting the quiz after that. So quickly gather in. Attendance link will be shared after that. Don't worry. I think the quiz is more important at this point. Attendance will be shared after it. Don't worry about it. Only only MCQ questions will be there, and all these questions which we discussed in today's class will be there. All righty. Okay, then 38 people I can see. Cool. So here's the first question. I hope everyone can see it on your screen, right? On your mobile devices or whatever devices you are using it. You have 60 seconds. And also there will be a delay, I know. But again, I'm reminding you, this is for 60 seconds only. One question will be there on the screen for 60 seconds. Cool. All righty. Right, so 51 people, 51% people have chosen props. I think I should say or not say, because I think there is a lag, right? Whatever I say will come to you later. So yeah, I'll keep shut. I'll keep my mouth shut. Okay, so we have Mukund Mittal gave the very answers. Mukund Mittal gave the answer at 0.05 seconds. I mean, it's I think 5 seconds, right? So that is why he is on the top now. But this is not the final score, guys. The final score will be at the end of this. The link is there in your live chat. The next question. uh, you you can reply this on your you can join the quiz. You have to join the quiz and then you have to answer in that part only, right? Because then only we'll be tracking who gave the answers very first, and it will track it, right? Yeah. Cool. Then the next question is how to use effect hook, right? So yeah, I've just answered this, right? Someone even asked this from me, right? I hope everyone is able to answer this now. I think okay. Let's see what you people will answer this. Okay, a lot of people have given first option as their first option as the right answer, right? I mean, they have chosen it. I don't know if this is right or not. Let's see for the yeah. Let's wait for the result and let's see what is the right answer of that. I hope you are having fun, right? At least. Cool. So the first answer was right, and majority of the people has given the right answer. Let's see who scored the like. Let's see who gave the answers and who are the top performers now. Cool. Mukund Mittal is still on the top, right? So he has given the right answer in 11 seconds, right? Total time is 11 seconds. Second is Supragya Anand. Third is Rachit. Sagar is there, and then Huda Ansari is there, right? Cool. I think these three people were there on the last question also. Cool. So again, it's second question only, right? There are four more to go, and I hope for those of you who are at the third, fourth, or last positions can cover up quickly. Cool. The next question: how to handle a quick event in React? Click event in React. I've also said, I've also answered this, right? Please note that I've told one more thing also over there, right? See which option is right. I've told that this, I think, except a function or what, I'm not sure, but I'm just saying. Right? I think this is going to be a little bit tricky one for you now because you might get you might get confused. Let's see. What do you guys answer? Let's see what the majority answers, right? Because I'm interested in what majority answers, right? Because that will tell you that will tell me that how many people were listening to me carefully in between the session. Alrighty. Cool. So okay, I think most of the people have gone with the first option. Some people have gone with the second option, and few people have gone with the last option. Let's see what's the right one. Okay, the right answer is the last one, right? Because it accepts the function, right? Doesn't matter if you just write a it's just if you just write an arrow function or if you write a whole function name inside it. It's totally cool. So I answer would be both A and B, right? Cool. Okay, the leaderboard has changed significantly, and we have Rachit on the top, then Sagar, Kailis Patil is there, then Abhay, Jadhav, Shreya, and Darshit, right? I can only see Rachit from the first leaderboard. I mean, from the first, from the leading from the first, right? Yeah, cool. Very good, Rachit. Let's see what we have now. Cool. So we still have three more questions to go. Cool. Now the next question is which of the following is true, right? We have four statements. You have to answer which of the following is true. State and probe both are not mutable. Okay, this is already we have done, right? No problems with that. Yeah. Let's see what people will answer. I think this is going to be very easy for you guys, right? Because this is a clear-cut answer, right? Everyone knows this. We have even discussed this. I was even literally shouting this, right? Cool, cool. Let's see. I am guessing that many people will get it right. Okay, then okay. Majority of the people have selected the second option. which I believe is the right. Let's see. Okay, this is the right answer. Let's see who is the top scorer now. Who is on the top? Yeah. Okay, now Sagar is leading, right? He is on the position number 1. Then we have Darshit, then we have Jay, then Shreya, and then Sainika Tumal. Cool, great guys. See, it also considers your time, right? So you also need to make sure that you answer the thing correctly as well as on time, right? So yeah, it's totally up to your reflexes now. Again, there are 2 more questions. Still don't lose hope. Next question. What is the use of on-change event in the React, right? So this is a good question. I think you might get a little bit confused over this. This comes on your event part, right? I think if you have seen that PPT close enough, you might have got the right answer. You might get the right answer. Let's see what will the people answer it. This is the second last question. Gear up, guys. As I should say, buckle up. Okay, I see some people are writing answer in chat. Guys, writing answer in chat will not give you any points, right? We are only doing this thing from the Slido. Okay, many people have given. Okay, I think you guys know is this, right? I think this is the right answer, right? At least this should be the right answer. Attendance link will be there, don't worry, after some time. Okay, let's see what's the right answer now. Cool, this is the right answer, and I am happy that many people have guessed it. Or maybe they know this. Let's see who's leading the leaderboard now. And I'm also guessing that you guys are having fun. And although it's the sense of okay, then Sagar is again on the top. Then we have Jay, Darshit, Shubham, Shreya. I think it's almost the same, right? Cool. I think Sagar is gonna win this, right? Let's see. Jay is also close. Darshit, Shubham, and Shreyas can also like cover this up. Now we have the last question, right? Cool. Last question on your screen, guys. Following is the correct. Now again, you have some statements. You have to tell what is the correct statement. This is also very simple. I have even literally shouted that as well in the class. Then it's very simple. It's that simple. Anyone can tell, right? This one. I'm also eagerly waiting for the winner, right? Let's see who's the winner. If Sagar is gonna hold this position, or if anyone from the like 3rd, 4th position can get this right, can get the first position. See, this is the last choice, boys. I mean, as I should say, guys. Ooh, then. Okay, many people have gone with this option that says sets are used in both class and component function, right? And a class and functional component, right? Which I believe is the right one. Some people have also gone with all are correct option, right? See, literally, is it not? It's not possible, right? If the first statement is correct, then second statement is not correct, right? And if this is correct, then third is also not correct. This is like contradicting, right? How can this be the all are correct? Cool, and this is the right answer. B is the right answer. We have, let's see, drum roll please. Let's see who's the winner now. And this is the moment of, let's see. Cool. Okay, Sagar has gone. I mean, Sagar has, what do you say? Has won this successfully, right? And yeah, he has won with a very good margin also, right? 124, 1 minute and 24 second he has to, right? And yeah, rest took 138, 1 minute 38 seconds and all these things. Cool. That's very cool. I was at top 10, but then I got one wrong. Anyways, it's totally good, right? Because it's first of all, it's about the rewards, and it's also about the fun that you have had, right? So again, it's not the only one thing, right? It's yeah. So yeah, Sagar Kailash Patel, right? Sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name correct, right? Please reach out to us, right? In the we will share the WhatsApp details, right? We will share the or you can email us also, right? Right? Yeah, you can email us also. Just a minute, and we'll reach out to you. We will ask your address details and all. Cool. That's very cool. And call also congratulations to all of you, right? For Shubham, Jay, Darshit, Shreya also, and for all of you who have not made it till top 5 also, right? Because at least you have tried, right? So that's very good thing. And with that note, I think we will be sharing the attendance link also. Yeah. So yeah, Sagar, you will be receiving. I think someone from the team will also drop the WhatsApp, right? Our WhatsApp link, WhatsApp group. I mean, sorry, WhatsApp contact, or you can also email us also, right? It's. I think teams should drop their email also, right? And it's not the last day, right? Or it's not the very first time. But what you have to do is you have to be consistent enough, because this type of quiz will always be there, right? From not only this class, from every other class, the quiz will be there and you can participate. And maybe next time, who knows, maybe you could be the winner. Okay, so please at least top 20, right? It's not possible for us to select top 20s for every bootcamp, right? Because we are also a little, what do you say, we also have to fulfill the goodies, right? So it's a little bit tough for us, but yeah, definitely in future, right, when the economics, I mean when this finances allows us, we'll definitely be able, we will be covering so many participants. But yeah, with the little constraint, that is what we are covering up. We are only covering the first participant. Yeah, as I said, that we will definitely be having a quiz from tomorrow also, right? In tomorrow and the day after tomorrow also, so please be there. Maybe you could win it. Okay, someone saying yeah, so this is our official email ID. You can DM your details over here and we will reach out to you. Yeah, cool, Darshana, right? It's really great that you were on the 12th. I finished 35. That is too wrong answer, but so yeah, great, right? Because it's more about learning and it's more about having that dopamine rush, right? Than winning it. But because I know that you will say it's easy to say, but yeah, it's at least you tried, right? So just keep trying, and you'll, maybe, who knows, maybe next day you'll be the winner. Yeah, so I think yeah, also if you have enjoyed this, new, what do you say, new idea of us to do this bootcamp, I mean to do this quiz and to announce a winner at this end of this every class, you can like this, you can subscribe to our channel, right? Because this will give us a motivation to do more such new things in progress, and I mean in coming future. And please do what do you say, please do fill out the feedback form also, right? We will be sharing that just in a while, right? Because that will help us in knowing that what things need to be improved and what we can do better. And if you are slightly interested in our course, in at least in knowing more about our course, what it is, will that be worth enough and all, right? But first of all, I'll tell you that it is worth enough, right? But if you are still confused and if you just want to know more about it, you can fill the query form, right? And someone from the team will answer it. And you can also mention the things, right? If you have anything to ask from the course, you can also mention that in the feedback form. Yeah, we have got some question. Where is a question? Can I get certificate for quiz? Certificate for quiz, so we are not giving at this moment, but yeah, we should think about it. And we think we will provide it anyways. Yeah. Okay, so I think Mahesh is saying, see, we have pinned it already, right? Maybe you have missed it or something. So we know your position by because this what do you say is telling us. Share question. What is the question? Acha, these were the question, I think. Okay, this were the question that you guys were asking earlier, right? Cool. So with that, I think attendance link is also shared, or what? Team will share the attendance link in just a while. If you have got any like any major questions, please do ask. Else, I think we will be wrapping up. Yeah. Team will be sending just in a while. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed this thing, right? Cool. So yeah, if the attendance link is not there, don't worry. That will be pinned in the description, right? You can find it anyways, right? It will be available till I think till the next class is there, right? So you can fill it out, right? Okay, the attendance link is there now, and now I think with that note I can finish this, right? Because everything is covered now. Yes, so all these about extra material, right? Because if you are a beginner or something, right? So yeah, I understand it might be a little different for the beginners, right? We will be covering up all these things and all these codes, and we'll be providing you at the end of this. Don't worry. Yeah, okay, Sagar Patel, you have sent an email. That's really great, right? We will find it and we'll reach out to you. Good night, everyone. Yeah, good night, Abhishek. Yeah, we are looking into it, man. Sagar, if you have sent the mail. So with that note, I am ending it. Hopefully you have had a good time, right? And we'll meet tomorrow and we'll do the same thing, right? And we'll have a quiz tomorrow also. Till then, bye bye.